the psychiatry. How are people there coping? Well, he has spent the 18 years at a psychiatric facility after he was found guilty of killing his father. His sometimes violent nature was sparked by schizophrenia, a chronic and severe mental disorder that affects how a person thinks, feels and behaves. The 47-year-old man is one of the 100 patients of the forensic ward of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. He's, however, making good use of his time at the facility to develop his musical talent. JoyNews' Beryl and Estina Richter visited him at the hospital and has filed this report.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, resafo. Nya say no, no. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, yeah, resafo.
47-year-old patient at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, whom I choose to call James Asante, is singing one of his favorite songs, Oya Adeye. James is passionate about music.
It takes the stress away. It makes you come back to home, not knowing I'm also part of them. You see, it keeps you reminding you, as I told you earlier on, you'll get closer to God or Jesus. Then you and Jesus' relationship become close. So that's how, that's what comes into my mind. Now James, Benjamin, and I used to and all that.
Everything was normal for him until he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, a mental disorder which is characterized by delusions, hallucinations, and extremely disordered thinking and behavior, which can last for years or, in some cases, a lifetime. According to James, he was brought to the forensic ward of this hospital 18 years ago after a court found him guilty of murdering his father. He recounts his struggles with this condition and circumstances that led to that unfortunate event.
The reason why I was here is it was a murder case. My father brought me here for treatment, and they give me tablet and injected me. When getting home, he gave me the tablet in addition to the injection, and I said, "No, Father, you are missing me." He said, "No, it's part of treatment, so I should take it." So when I took it, in fact, I became unconscious. I can't even walk on my own. So he laid mat in his room for me. I was lying in the midnight, something bounced on me, and I wake up. And the thing tapped on it. So it became struggling. The thing pushed me for the first time.
Who pushed you?
The body that was struggling with me, holding my
Somebody?
Yeah, no, it was in the darkness. It didn't bring lamp to the room. Okay. It was village. So it pushed me for the second time. The third time I also retaliated by pushing the body out. When they broke, they said, "I've killed my father." So that's my tragedy. Yeah. And so on the 19th September 2001, I was brought to this house.
James is remorseful now. He says anytime he recalls that tragedy, he becomes overwhelmed with sadness.
Oh, just imagine a father in a house. Yeah, it's my better behalf. My father is my heart. So I think my heart is not in me anymore. Just imagine a father, you lost your father. And moreover, they say you are the one who killed him. Just imagine that tragedy. It's very miserable.
You are told that you are the one who killed your father. How does it make you feel?
At times, even cry. At times, if somebody doesn't ask me anything, I remember the way we were in the house during my childhood, so I have to cry. I weep till I'm satisfied, then I put stop to my crying. It's only recently I'm no more crying.
He has lost so much in life due to his confinement here.
Do you sometimes cry because of that?
Yeah, I cry. I remember my children. I remember myself. I said, "No, why me? Why me? Why should this happen to me?"
But despite his predicament, James still remains determined and resolute to forge ahead in life. He does not allow the restricted walls of this facility to deny him the love and joy for music. He is one of the founding members of the choir here at the forensic ward.
The time I came, there's nothing like choir. But we used to do church services. There's a nurse called Mr. Ahaji. He used to organize this every morning, then a word of God, then he preached to us and all that. As time goes on, normally annually they do changes. And God so good, we had a nurse called Mr. Kofi. So he said, "No, why can't he?" One day, one afternoon, he just called me and gave me a sheet of paper written. There's a song. It's a Messiah Camilo, come unto thee. Wash me, cleanse me by the blood that flowed. That he wrote that song. And so we started, for the other guy. We were about three, but he gave it to me. So other guy to copy it. So we started learning it, and lo and behold, and it became a choir.
Samuel Kofi is the group's instructor. He describes James as one of the key and active members of the choir.
James is very, very committed. The moment they arrange the benches, you see James going around. Choristers.
It's time for James and his friends here to rehearse music for an upcoming performance at the hospital. As they tap their feet and move their bodies, they praise and worship their Maker through various songs.
To you, this may be the ordinary flow of sounds, but for these patients of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, this moment means so much to them because it affords them the opportunity to sing their hearts out, to thank God for seeing them through a successful year.
The choir broke into some melodious Christmas carols. It is the wish of many people like James and his friends who have been away from home for a very long time to be discharged and celebrate the festive season with their families.
My wish for this Christmas to be discharged and go home. Another thing is to have money in my pocket.
You don't have money in your pocket?
No.
So how much do you want?
I have 1,000 cedis to be in my pocket.
You want 1,000 cedis to be in your pocket?
Yes.
Hey, what will you use it for?
Oh, I'll use it for marriage.
I'm
grateful to God for seeing me through a successful year.
When have I ever child?
I would like to be discharged so I can celebrate the festive season with my family.
The absence of the love from family members and friends outside this facility will continue to crush their spirits. Their only solace is in music. As they sing, they do not only provide therapy for themselves, but also warm the hearts of other patients at a special ward of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital. Beryl Ernestina Ritter's report for JoyNews.
That's how they're spending the holidays. Let's go to on the lines now. We'll speak to the public relations officer for the Accra Psychiatric Hospital, Dr. Emmanuel Abwaje Apia. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Good afternoon and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, many happy returns and a happy new year in advance. Now, we just saw the story of how these inmates, I don't know if that's the right expression for them.
Patients, not inmates.
Patients, very well, thank you. Yeah. Are using, what we'll call creative art. I just want to find out what is their status at the moment. Are these people persons who are stable or people who are healed but not have access to their families? What's the status?
Currently, if we are talking with regards to the people who you saw singing,
yes,
most of them came in as court order cases. When we say court order cases, it means that they were brought in from the court.
Okay.
So probably they were behaving or they acted in the way the court thought they needed some psychiatric assessment.
Okay.
And they bring them to the hospital for assessment to be done. And then we would have to report back to the court and then for the to continue. But unfortunately, most of them have ended up at our end. We have called the CID, we've called the court, and yes, they've not come for them. And so some of them, yes, are well. Some of them are still recovering. Some of them have been actually assessed and they are good to go home.
But they are stuck with you?
Yes, they are stuck with us at the moment.
In this season, I mean, during Christmas seasons, for example, isn't there a plan where they get to reunite with their families? Do their families come looking for them, or have they just been plainly abandoned?
You see, the truth has always been this, that we have suffered stigmatization for a very long time. You even realize that during the Christmas period and then the Easter period, during the celebration period, people actually would want even their clients to be admitted. They don't want people to come and meet a relative or a family member who actually is having a mental illness at home. And so they coin all sorts of stories, and then they would want them to be even admitted at the hospital. Either to some relatives come around, but for philanthropists and benevolent people who come around to give them food, play music, and then do some sort of music therapy. This is our clients. And so we urge them that, see, they are all part of us. I always ask the question that when you have a problem with your leg, yes, you would want to go and see a physiotherapist. When you have a problem with your stomach, you want to go to the hospital. But why is it an issue that when someone has a problem with the mind, the brain, then it becomes a whole, you know, in Africa, most of these things are related to demonology. So people think that people are cursed, people, when you relate to them, you become, mentally ill. And so most families shun them. Even during this period, most people prefer that they get admitted and not stay at home.
Now, I'm seeing how they're singing beautifully, and I'm just wondering, what role would you say, you know, music or creative arts or anything like this has helped in the management of these patients, and to what extent can we improve upon it if it's working?
Okay, so what they are doing is actually music therapy. Music actually has a way of helping the mind heal. That music does not beg to the mind. You realize that even when you're in a car and then there is a continuous flow of music, you tend to nod your head or sing along, whether it be a Christian song or a hip hop or whatever song they may be playing. So music is a form of therapy we give to our clients to help them heal better. Now, what we can do furthermore is that I remember that some time ago, some choirs would come around. They would meet with our people, that's the special word choir, and then we'll do programs together. And so then, as part of occupational therapy in our place, we have what we when I say occupational therapy, I'm just trying to say that we have a division in the hospital where people our clients are trained to gain a trade and be meaningful to the society, like beat making, carpentry, dress sewing, and all that. So for the music, if we could get people who can come in and then nurture their talent, too, it may add up to the already knowledge they have or the recovery process, so that they can be meaningful to the society as well.
Okay. All right. I'll take your very final words. I know the situation at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital is nothing to write home about, and I know the conditions under which persons like yourself and the nurses, every health professional there work. During Christmas, if you have a message for the families of these people, anybody, government, what would that message be from the Accra Psychiatric Hospital?
First of all, I would like to thank everybody and anybody and everybody everywhere who has donated stuff to us during this Christmas period. Like Oliver Twist, we want more. And if I'm to be very honest, we run the hospital on acts of benevolence where people actually donate to us a lot. And so when we cried out for rice, people actually brought us rice. We still need food. We need food, we need medications, we need clothing. And so anybody anywhere out there who can hear us and help us, please come to our aid. We want everything and anything. From head to toe, anything that you use as a human being, we also need it at our place. And we want to say thank you to everybody, JoyNews, everybody who has helped us during the year. God richly bless you, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from the Accra Psychiatry. Thank you so much. Emmanuel Abwaje Apia is the PRO for the Accra Psychiatry, talking to us. They say they need clothes, they need rice, they need food, they need medication. You do know what successive government's commitment has been to the psychiatry. Dr. Akwesio has been talking at length about this. They still need support, even in this festive season. Do remember them. Well,